Well, moving on to cross country this week, we were taking a look at some of the cross country teams and individuals that came out on top in the state meet. We start with the Bowman County Bulldogs.
2020 was a crazy year, not for just our cross country team, but for the whole world. With the world experiencing a global pandemic, and personally just coming off a heartbreaking loss we experienced in 2019, we did not want to feel that again. But we would not just have to worry about the competition, but also the fear of would we even get to race the state meet was that question. Coming also into our 5th week of summer training, we are adding in our first workouts, so this week is vitally important for our upcoming season. Looking back at the 2020 season though, I believe you can definitely call it a grand entrance.
It's safe to say that there's a dynasty being built with the Bowman County Bulldogs.
Success is a massive part of the team's culture.
Some help from the man upstairs, you can get a lot of things done.
Bulldogs win by nearly 100 points, almost a perfect score.
They were excited to get to that top of that mountain, and they're just excited to try to stay there.
The spotlight on the Bowman County Cross Country program.
You ready for the first threshold workout? You ready, Thomas?
Oh yeah.
Gonna go start the warm up?
No.
Yeah. Let's go.
Warm up.
Okay, so right now we're just getting loose for the workout and warming up the muscles. This is the first workout of the year, so that's very exciting. The workout we're doing today is 6 by 3 minutes on and 1 minute off. And it's going to be me, Thomas, and Warner working out together today.
Well, are you ready, Warner? Hey man, don't honk at us.
You just said the air is getting damp already. Why don't you head this way as soon as you
Okay.
No, I'll do a couple.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey. Workout, not a race.
It's fun to work out in your singlet. Okay. Well, we're about to hit them, so let's go.
Starting off, we went for a 1 mile warm-up around the loop. I've done workouts here before, but Thomas and Warner haven't, so it's good to see the course beforehand. First rep started off a little hot. I ended up going 5:36 average pace for the 3 minutes. Second rep averaged at 5:43 pace, and the third rep was Thomas's last rep since he had to go work, so he pushed the pace hard and I went with him for a 5:28 pace. Fourth rep might have backed off a little too much, but it was still a respectable 5:32 pace. Fifth rep was tough, but we got through it with 5:38 pace. Sixth rep was a nice finisher, and it tied for the fastest at 5:28 again.
Finished the workout, felt pretty good. Thomas and Warner had good workouts too, so that was really great. Yeah, heart rate was right where it needed to be on these threshold reps, so that felt really good. Yeah, not much else to it. Gonna go get a lift in tonight at Justin's. Yeah, treadmill in the morning. Good Tuesday.
Yeah, I dedicate this song to those that miss being dedicated. The world robbed you of your spiritual romance, and you want to renew your vows. Jesus waits at the altar for you. He's not wearing a watch, so you still have time.
Every heart of the start of the daylight, in the sun or the rain, it will still shine.
Yeah.
By my eyes when I cry, in my delight.
Tears falling.
Down, then I realize that you are.
Hallelujah.
You're still good.
All the time.
Like it falls apart.
When it falls apart,
You're still good.
you're better than good. So, I want to be with you. So, right next to you. So, this world is cold. So, I want to be next to you. Yeah.
today is like an easy one.
I think it shouldn't be too bad.
Yes, I know. Morning, guys. How are we today?
Yeah, I've said that once too.
What's that?
This workout is gonna be.
Talk about the treadmill.
Okay. The past year now, we got last November, right at October, right at the end of cross season. I'm like, I'm not putting these guys on the treadmill before we go to state meet. So we waited a little bit, and in November, gentlemen from Melbourne, Florida, came up with Uberzati, and they did some training for us. And what an unbelievable tool! It's been a game changer for a lot of our kids. We used it with the girls basketball team this winter, and then we had a couple kids that came in. Taylor and Warner came in and used it and went through the distance system in the distance protocols on that treadmill, and it just unbelievable. And not that Taylor wouldn't be where he was, or he would. I have full confidence in that, but the ability to run speed and run what we can do in the winter when it's minus 20 and ice everywhere and snow everywhere, the ability for him to train and get quality training is unbelievable. If you don't know, I probably should have started with this. Uberzati makes this high performance treadmill, 31 miles an hour, 40 degrees of incline, and then they give us all the workouts that go with it, the protocols that go with it. So it is such an awesome tool. And that's the way I look at it. It's a big tool, right? It does a lot of things for us, but it's a tool in the toolbox. And so this isn't something that we can just, we're gonna get on the treadmill 5 days a week and that's our training plan, and then we're gonna be all-stars. But it's a huge tool in the toolbox that allows us to get some speed work in, some resistance work in. That really is a game changer. And I love it because I can see all the form right here in front of me, and then we can fix these little things. Hey, you got to get your butt underneath you. Hey, your knee drive's got to improve. Your toes down. All of these little cues that I could probably see on a track or on a road, but they go by, and then I got to go catch them. And then as they're running, I'm hollering out the window, "Hey, your knee drive needs to get better." I mean, here we can just grab it and fix it as they're going, and it's super cool. The ability for that incline to roll just magnifies all of it. So it has just been an awesome tool, and I couldn't be happier with what Uberzati's done for us. Bo Chavez has just been he's just been awesome. Turned into a good friend of mine, and I couldn't be more happy with what we have with Uberzati, because they're super cool to work with. So,
how's it going, Kason?
Good.
That's good.
What a goofy year, man. That was the weirdest thing I've ever been involved in. That was the COVID stuff, right? That was the pre-COVID stuff. I can't even remember. It's all such a blur. But in Cooperstown, we had to move it due to weather. We had to move it due to COVID. Everybody was starting to freak out about things, so we couldn't take full teams. We were down to 7 runners. Everything was weird. Everything.
We kind of came into that year, we all had a goal in mind. I mean, it really started right after the state meet of 2019, because we had got second by a few points, and we were pretty disappointed in ourselves, but I think that really started the fire, and it's just carried on for a while. And 2020, I remember that was a good year at state for us.
COVID. Oh geez. That was terrifying. We were running amazing. We were becoming the team that was untouchable. And then one day, a couple weeks out of the state meet, our principal pulled me out of class one day, and he had tears in his eyes, and I was scared I did something wrong. But he told me I was on someone's close contact list, and I had to stay home for 2 weeks and be quarantined, which I thought was the end of my season. I thought that was it. So that was terrifying, knowing that we put all this work in, and we were about to finally see what we could do, and then it was almost taken away just like that. And I think everyone had that fear all season, just realizing that something completely out of our control could ruin everything we did just in an instant.
One weird thing about the season is that when we started, our senior Brian Miller was away at basic training for the National Guard the entire summer and most of the beginning of the season. So that it was all like basically underclassmen at practice. And it was a weird feeling, like I was like at the front with Austin and Caleb. And even like as an 8th grader, I felt like I had some responsibility to be a leader. And we got into a few races, and we actually didn't even do that bad. We still didn't even have Brian yet.
We weren't the only ones affected by COVID. Like I said, our biggest rivals, Newtown, they didn't race all season. And we knew maybe some of us were a little relieved, but I know me personally, I was extremely disappointed that we weren't going to be able to race them at full power.
Regionals that year was in partial, and it was a pretty windy day, and the course was pretty hilly. A lot of rolling hills, and it could really get to you. But I was having a pretty good day that day. So we started off, and the big three, they like took it out, and they were racing up front, and I was just in a chase pack in the behind. But then started to slowly move up, and I just kept going, and then I realized that Brian was directly in front of me, and I kept going, and I was just pretty shocked, and I actually caught up to him, and I was passing him, and he told me to keep on going. So I knew that if we wanted to do good, that I had to keep going. I felt really good, and I ended up placing 6th that year at regionals, and we ended up winning regionals again, which is great, but that didn't mean too much to us. We were really focused on the team title at state. It was pretty snowy. That's what I remember about it. And about 400 meters into the course, it took a sharp left-hand turn.
Going back to that previous year in Minot, the Cooperstown course, that turn wasn't even a 90-degree turn. That was like a 270-degree turn. And it was pretty close in. So once again, the lessons that we learned in that second place finish really proved where we were that next year. And it was so fun to see. You know, we knew Brian was super, super talented. We knew he was going to be in the front of that race. And I'll come back to him in just a second. But we didn't know Caleb Sarsling could run that fast. We didn't know Austin Warner at that time could run that fast. All 5 of our guys got to that corner first. And when we turned the corner and everybody else stacked up, it was game over. It was unbelievable what we did in the first probably 600 meters of that course to separate ourselves. So it was huge, and it's just such a learning lesson from the year before. So it's kind of cool how those things compound on each other.
I think we had 4 in the top 12 and 1 not far behind. So it was really cold out that year, but I remember crossing the line and my hands were cold and they were numb. And Trevor Colseth gave me his mittens, and Yonner always makes us wear our jerseys, so we were freezing up on the podium. But it was a fun year to the start of it.
Yeah, that year, I just remember I was our forerunner at the state meet that year, and I was right behind those guys, and I just was super proud of them. I had no idea how the front of the race played out, but I knew we were going to be really tough to beat. I look back and I see Jonah Nace finishing 23rd or something like that, somewhere around there. And then someone told me that Brian won individually, and I was just blown away. I could not believe that he was able to pull that off of no summer training. And like, I knew we won. Like, it doesn't matter how good second place was. With a team performance like that, there's no one who could beat us. I was just so happy. I was over the moon for the team.
It was just a perfect, moment where it was like we became team champions, which we wanted so bad, and then Brian, deservingly so, won the individual state title. I remember, like, that was the happiest I felt after a title. We were like, we wanted it so bad, and we put in so much work in the off season and in the season.
Yeah, from 2020, it's been quite a run. It's really cool because it goes back to when I was running back in the late 80s, early 90s, to the same type of run that we're going through right now with the success in the state championships, and just the pure domination is really cool to see. We've had some awesome boys come out of the program, you know, from Brian Miller to Austin Warner to our current group that we have right now. Caleb Sarsland, I guess, was also in that group. And then now with Taylor and Jonah and Noah, Thomas, Gabe, Warner, you know, it's just really a cool group of guys. But they all have their unique qualities that they bring. They all have their unique fit to the team, but they all just blend so great together. And that's what makes a great team. They're all there trying to make each other better every single day, and it's absolutely awesome to see.
But then right away, Coach told us that we want to keep bringing the title back again and again and again and again.
There was still that lingering thought in the back of my mind, like, are we really the best? Like, can we really call ourselves state champions if the powerhouse school that's won the past 8 years wasn't there at full power? So it was hard, and I wanted to prove, and I'm sure everyone else on the team wanted to prove that no matter who we face, we'll still be the best, no matter what.
Just for all the haters out there too, word's been said that I'm not a good driver. I just like to prove you all wrong and saying that I'm literally about to make it to our destination safely. Take away his camera privileges. Talk to me. It's the benefit of being a man.
He'd call me up every couple of weeks.
NIL.
South California.
Okay, Frank.
Talk about the desert and
my every go pro, I'm going with trees. You're signing a story. There's 3 things you need in life. Well, actually 4. You need food. You need Jesus. You need some Oakleys, and you need some Luke cones.
Now where the wild things are.
Mom. I don't have to go yet. Nice shoes. So right here we got Taylor one. He's stretching. Stretch. No. Back. This is an ancient artifact. Oh, I thought you were gonna like hurt me with that. Well, let me explain the history behind this rock. So it was here, right? Must have eroded from somewhere. Probably one of those hills over there. And yeah, we found it here. It's like recycling. Okay, just let me know if Be Real goes off. You have Be Real? I don't have Be Real. I wish I did. Okay.
We started off with a warm-up jog and a nice 1 mile. The workout we were doing today is 8 by 400 meter hills, and we're doing jog back recovery.
We caught a stinky! We caught a stinky smelly! No! Don't go! Go! Started rep 1, got 8 to go. It's gonna be a piece of cake. Just rolling straight into it.
Verses they turn into hymns. I got my back, I get bored at the rim. I got my back, so I'm chilling just like a massage. I've been beefing with General Zod, but I know that my general God. Ain't no hook on this chillin', just nod. Ain't no book on this, I had to grind. But the book from the Lord in my mind. Know the world to get caught outside. So I'm
rep
cooking
2.
my court inside. It's a beat we gon' eat, I'll slide. In the
6 to go.
Booth, got 14 lines. I'm in Eden, my love in the skies. And he knew way before my design. Way before I was full of pride. Take a picture, you'll see the disguise. Ain't no fiction, the truth in the eyes. Promise said that the land was mine. I saw me a giant, I had to go sleep. Like David got lied, I had to repay him. He sent me who line, I had to relay him. But God of my, I gotta rescind. The father of time, the mastery maker, the ultimate friend, the alpha omega, the master of mind, the galaxy shaker, the one up above. Biggest creed. Bright light, flashing. Breast out the tomb like I'm Lazarus. Hop on the beat, no spasm. Gotta make shot like in the foot.
Good rep. Legs are tired. Very.
For lactic, ayy. They wanna party on crashing. When I pull up my little shawty like that's him, ayy. Lake with the source, I'm tapped in. Whole new world, Aladdin. Rappers is Disney. Clean them up swiftly. Floors on cocaine, floors on Whitney. I don't play no games, better come get me. Used to bump Tripley, not a boy big.
Halfway.
Brothers on top floor, shout out to TJ, shout out to
Got it, boys. Keep working.
Must be a top boat. I've been in the gym and I'm trying to get fat boat. Might hit the O, pull up on CG.
Try to keep that gap close, Jonah.
I say my piece and I dish it like Petrie. Yeah, I'm from Florida, where you need AC. When I say hover, I don't mean Daisy. Hover like
looking good, boys.
Hover like big guy ever since BC. When the kid pray, devil get CC'd on.
How we feeling?
Good.
How are times looking? Stable?
I don't know. Kind of. Around 118 though. For me, 118 to 125.
You've been in a similar range. Stay on it. Nice work, boys. Go, boys. You got it, Jonah. Way to work.
Yesterday gone, don't think about the past. Didn't know who I was.
Two more?
The mask. It look greener when you look at that grass. Jealousy make you blind to what you have. I never trip, never fall. I get up quick, clever. No, we won't be here forever. Walking with God made my principle better. When I was in school, they said I couldn't focus. The teacher would look at me like I was hopeless. Graduated and my eyes open. Coach said that you had to be chosen. I believed till I looked at Moses. Then I went to read by David and Saul. It ain't about if you gonna be chosen. It's about if you gon' answer the call. I'm about to ball, John Wall. This life gon' tick, time bomb. Nobody know when he gon' pop out the clouds. They ready until the time come. I wanna hear, well done. Shall I fillet me young? You never too old, you never too young. Come follow the king, move some. Yesterday gone, don't think about the past. Didn't know who I was under the mask. It look greener when you look at that grass. Jealousy make you blind to what you have. I never trip, never fall. I get up quick, clever. No, we won't be here forever. Walking with God made my principle better. Turn me up in the wave. Enemy, he try to lead me astray. Thanking you when I don't know what to pray. Lying, why would I act like to pray? Free, why would I act like a slave? Diamonds, maybe it's cause of the chains. And for you, even though I decay, I'm forgiven, so I threw out the shame. Oh, me gone, David, blame. Know that this life bring major pain. Tell me now, can you stand the rain? You know about a Christian, it's a new edition. Listen, watch out, ball like a piston. Life is a gift, you better not miss it. Live it before it's a rap like Christmas. Yesterday gone, don't think about the past. Didn't know who I was under the mask. It look greener when you look at that grass. Jealousy make you blind to what you have. I never trip, never fall. I get up quick, clever. No, we won't be here forever. Walking with God made my principle better.
Yep, that was a toughie. Oh man.
Heart rate check.
Heart bad. Really high. 194.
Man.
Probably like 250.
250?
I think my watch is broken. It says 175.
Maybe you're just fit. Alright, cool down time. Yeah, you are.
And you're picking us up?
Yep.
Thank you.
You know, going into this year, there was really one person who kind of like was at the forefront of leading that.
Senior Brian Miller took home first place for the Class B boys, winning by a margin of just 1 second. Miller's win helped lead the Bulldogs to the state title as a team.
Talking to him now, he probably doesn't think of himself as that big of a leader at the time, but I know us underclassmen really looked up to him, and he motivated us to reach the top, to reach where we knew we could. Seeing what he was doing at his age, even like from his 8th grade year where he was able to all-state.
No better feeling. I mean, I've played 65th, 20th, 19th, 7th, 13th. I mean, it's awesome to finish that race. And then my team right next to me, a whole bunch of studs, that's just blows my mind.
That was super motivating and showed us that if we could work hard too, we could get to where he was. And that kind of just brought the whole team with. I mean, me and Caleb followed along, and that let all the younger guys follow us.
Along with the 7th place finish from Caleb Sarsland, 11th and 12th place finishes from Taylor and Austin Warner, and a 25th place finish from Jonah Noss.
So he really got the ball rolling for us that year, and we knew no one was going to beat us.
Brian he turned into a great leader that year. I remember some beginning years with him. I wouldn't say he was a bully, but he was an older brother, that's for sure. But that year he really stood out, and he took Austin and I under his wing. That would have been our sophomore year, and he really helped us and taught us how to be good leaders. And because we had 2 years left, and we had to step up and be the leaders the next year after he left. And he just really showed us how to work hard all his years, and it paid off for him at the end. He was state champion, so that was pretty cool to see him do that.
Back to Brian, the talent that guy possessed. I remember we went to Lemon that year. Schedules were goofy. We couldn't get into Class A meets. We did kind of a different hybrid schedule, which was really kind of fun. We went to Lemon that year, and Killdeer was down, and Coach Horgesheimer, obviously, he's seen us run a ton. And Bison had just a phenomenal team. The Burkhalter boys, Lane, that whole crew, just awesome kids, awesome guys, awesome runners. And I was talking with the Bison coach, and he was talking about one of his boys, one of the Burkhalter boys, and where they were. And it was the first time we probably saw Brian, I don't want to say rise to the occasion, but just turn that switch. And Brian had a way to, when he ran, if he got in a zone, he flipped a switch and he was a completely different person. And so it was kind of funny to see, because they took off, and you know, Coach Burkhalter was talking about, yeah, you know, this guy's pretty good, and you know, Lane is young and he's going to be phenomenal, and he is. Lane's an awesome dude. And just kept talking about those boys, and he's like, I don't know if your guy's going to be able to hang with them. And that wasn't even a cocky statement. It was probably a pretty true statement, because those guys were that good. And Brian found a switch that day and just stuck on and took off and blew the doors off of them. And I'm like, holy smoke. After the meet, Coach Horgesheimer came up to me and he goes, well, there's a new #1 in the state of North Dakota right now. He goes, that's how I'm voting. And he said, nobody knows Brian can run like that. And I said, well, 3 of us do. Coach Bowman, myself, and now you. And he said, I've never seen him look like that. I said, we see it from time to time. And I said, if he puts that on at the state meet, it's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, Brian would always find a spot. There's one hill that he always liked to go on. He says he never was the one to make a move at practice, but it was always him. He threw a nasty surge every time on this one hill, about 2 miles to go. And I remember we'd be fighting pretty hard, even on easy days, just to stay up with him. He was ruthless on that hill. Running with him, trying to stay with him every day, really brought out the best in us.
Yeah, well, sure as heck, that state meet started, and I don't know how far we were into the race, and Dwayne came buzzing by me. Of course, he's running 90. I'm like trying to waddle 10 miles an hour, and he comes buzzing by me. He goes, well, he's here, and I'm like, and nobody's beating him. He goes, dang right. It was so cool. Brian just had that look in his eye, and it was just awesome. Focus to the tee. You know, Stanley had really, really good runners. Noah was running that year, a phenomenal runner. And, you know, Brian got up there, and I think it was Noah and Ian. Noah, Ian, Brian, Patrick was there. I mean, the West was loaded, and those guys knew each other. They knew each other inside and out. And so when Brian took that next step, it was kind of a shock for a lot of those guys. I think that they hadn't seen him in that zone before. Noah made an awesome surge back at Brian, and Brian got him at the end. It was just a great race, just an awesome race, and super proud of Brian for what he did that day. So it's pretty cool. Not to mention, everybody else did their job, brought home their first state title in a long, long time. First state Bowman County cross country title for the boys side, and that was really, really cool.
What really helped a lot too was my 7th grade year, seeing Brian Miller, running with him every day, because our family has actually we're pretty close with each other, so he was a pretty good friend of mine, and it was really fun running with him every day. And when I saw him win a state championship and all the excitement and joy we all felt, I looked at him and I didn't say it to him, but I thought in my mind, I want to experience that someday. And he did tell me later that he thought someday I would get to experience that.
We knew those 4 were a very, very solid 4, and we knew that they had the ability to finish in those areas. It was just really, really nice to see those guys execute the game plan. It was neat. Obviously, it's all going to be predicated on them, to continue with that summer training and get rolling there. And I think with the group of kids that we have, I don't think that's going to be a huge problem. They were excited to get to that top of that mountain, and they're just excited to try to stay there.
My name's Brian Miller. My parents are Jim and Carol Miller. I joined my junior high. I was a little bit late. I joined a couple of weeks late the first time I joined, and then I just kept running, I guess, and cross country and track was kind of my escape. Good reason for me to keep my grades up. Yeah, so I enlisted in the North Dakota National Guard on January 14th of that 2019, and then I had to go to training, basic training, down in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and I guess it was hot. It was good training, and then came back for the season, and I basically had like 0 miles for training, nothing for the running year. I just basically had push-ups was all I had. And so it was the first couple of weeks was a little rough, just getting into the flow again. And then I was still pretty slow halfway through the season. Even like hill workouts were killing me, or like quick speed ones were kind of killing me too. And then as progressively we got my endurance up, and we kind of got my speed actually dramatically improved. I don't know if it's just my muscles from all the training or the hot weather and stuff like that kind of made me better at the speed. But then I kind of got back into the flow of it, and I was one of not the favorites to win, but I was the least among the favorites to win, between Noah Wolf, Patrick Wrigley, and Ian Bush, and wasn't even one of the top seniors chosen to win that year. But as it came down to it, I kept working, and even when it came to state, I guess I still wasn't the favorite to win. And as I was kind of underdog story a little bit. And then as we took off to state, we had a great game plan from Coach Yoner that was pretty successful. And when I had about 1,000 meters left, I just took off, didn't look back. So I remember all my races pretty vividly. Lemon was kind of a unique one because we were still kind of in this like kind of COVID area where we couldn't really go very far, and so we kind of had to do some of these local meets. But we talked about a lot of how even though we're going to these local meets and competing with competition that might not be the best, you can still learn a lot from it. And we talked a lot about how Lemon is a great course to kind of just kick butt on because it's flat. So it's it's almost like a tribute to what state would be like, because a lot of the state courses we run on are pretty flat and fast. So I kind of took it as I'm going to bust it out and kind of treat it as like my mini state meet. And that's kind of what I did. Yeah, Partial Hearst or whatever it's called. Yeah, that was I don't know why, but sometimes in the previous years, I did pretty bad at regionals, especially the year before that. So, I don't know why, but I'm always a little nervous for regionals. But I got off the bus, I was feeling good, and we kind of took off, and it probably wasn't my greatest performance, especially leading, just right before you go to state, but the team did really well, so it kind of improved my spirits. So even if I didn't do the greatest, the team did really well that day, and I was pretty proud, so it kind of just boosted my ego, mentality, all that stuff anyways. So state this year was kind of different. We had, in the previous years, when I first started, I wasn't the best runner by any means. It was Alex Bartholomew and some of those guys, and then I slowly worked my way up the ladder to become the best guy. And as I got into my later seasons, junior year, it was more so not running for myself, but running for my team. And we had so many contributing factors that led up to it. Like the years before that, Newtown was plummeting us to the point where it's just kind of, I had a lot of drive to beat those guys. And then I also had more of a drive because I wasn't really doing it for myself. I was doing it for the team underneath me. And just so many factors, I guess, but it always revolved around the team, never really myself. But any final comments I would say is Coach Yonner's obviously been doing this for a long time. But throughout my career, especially leading up to my senior year, once we progressively were kind of getting back on track, getting good, we learned a lot through our training that reflected back on him, and he was always up for kind of a change and kind of evolving. So shout out to Coach Yonner for obviously just being a great coach, and it reflects because of the winnings obviously and the coaches the years he got. And then we also got to throw in Coach Dwayne there. He helped me out a lot because he ran in college too, which a lot of people don't know. He was a collegiate athlete for the St. Augustine or whatever. So he kind of had that experience where Yonner was lacking, where he had down on the ground being an actual runner himself. So that was kind of like one of the main pieces our team was kind of missing there. And then once we added that dynamic, I mean, it just kind of took off.
You have to, man. Leave me alone. You have to. You have to.
Say it to the camera, not me.
I'm sorry, guys. I did not do the speed workout. The second one for this week. I did the first one. Stay away at the water.
You called it.
Oh, wait, the day of you guys did it? You called it? Or
He called it on the drive over here.
I didn't do it?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, you can just do that for
Mm-hmm.
Probably feel better than this. 10-mile run.
No, the 10 miles and then the hills.
Yeah.
No, just the hills or the 10 miles. One or the other.
And then
Nope.
you can just do that. Well, I had.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I missed just one. I'll have a full week this week and not missing anything. Nothing's going on. Really.
Yeah.
Get some Invincibles.
Can you say that again? No, say it again.
Say what? BattleBots. Activate. Hey, Elliot.
Warner.
You want me to break your camera?
No, please no.
Warner, okay, it's already 8 o'clock. You gotta go.
Warner, it's 8:08. We have to go run. You going? You can't tell me what to do.
You're gonna get footage of that, right? Me leading you guys?
Yeah. And then it's just, I'm gonna turn ahead, so it's gonna be the same thing. So it's gonna look like I just did that the entire time.
Well, you just told them your plan.
Oh no, just cut this part out.
Okay, got you.
Please and thank you. Okay. We're gonna start a thing, right? It's called daily verse. We're gonna guess what the daily verse is, if it's in the Old Testament or the New Testament, okay?
Okay.
So this is day one. Alright, guess. Old or New Testament?
Old Testament.
Old Testament? Incorrect.
Dang it.
It's actually the New Testament. Now guess which book of the New Testament.
What? Ephesians.
Ooh, close actually. It's 1 Thessalonians.
Dang.
5:17. Therefore, anyone is in Christ. He is a new creation. Behold, the old has passed away, and the new has come. Quote the Bible. Should we copy Jonah Dayfo and play Guess That Heart Rate?
We could. What's your heart?
Let's guess Warner's heart rate.
Warner, what's your heart rate?
You have to guess it.
Yeah. Well, if you tell me, then I'll get it right.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess it's within the range of 130 to 271. Actually, I'm gonna go 250 to
With that info, I'm gonna go 155.
I'm actually gonna go 146.
Guess mine.
0.
Yes, I win. Yeah. Yes, now.
135.
Nope, higher.
160.
Lower.
155.
No.
A little lower.
154.
I said lower.
I said lower.
You said 145.
I said 155.
You said 145. 144.
Yay!
Wait, let me guess. 201.
Close, buddy. 134.
That's
Actually,
yeah. How is it so low? Holy cow. What is it?
134.
I'm at 148. Okay, you can drop the camera. Yo!
What's up?
Can't even see anything. Yo, we're almost done. Ice cream is calling my name, brother. Ice cream after 10 miles, dude. Nothing else hits harder.
Maybe a Gatorade.
And actually, yeah, never mind. Cold blue Gatorade goes freaking hard. Then ice cream is like close second. After mile intervals, that ice cream from Frontier, dude. Shout out to Frontier. Ice cream is freaking good. Buzz yet? Holy cow.
Hey, man.
Holy cow.
Good job, Warner, buddy.
Thank you.
Turnover every day. I think we see some turnover today.
Wait. What do we think about turnovers, dude? Apple turnover? Is that what I'm hearing? So much. Dude, it's 9:30.
Yep.
Quick bowl of ice cream.
Noah.
What?
Shut up.
Warner. 5 more days, bro.
Ice cream back.
5 more days.
Go to Eastern Treats.
We're going to Eats and Treats at when does Eats and Treats open? We're going after it, Redmo. Actually, Frontier run for ice cream after treadmill?
Maybe, man.
Eats and Treats isn't open. Okay, ice cream. Drinking herbal tea. Phone call.
No way.
Well, congratulations to the Bowman County Bulldogs. They'll be one to watch next season as only 2 seniors graduate.